fall off, leave the socks in the vase for a while. It helped me to look at things in a totally different way. But walking hobby is just fun to say.
Yeah, it is. Well, I wanted to get that.
Yeah. Anyway, Marianne, earlier we were talking about carrying your creativity into your workplace. How can people who feel like, oh, I've got a 9-to-5 job, I don't have time for this, how can they start just incorporating their art and their creative ideas in life?
I'm delighted that you brought that up again, because actually I'm writing on that right now. And there are elements in each of our lives that totally invigorate us. There are things that when we have the opportunity to do them, make them, exchange with them, it doesn't matter how tired we are not weary. Because we are invigorated by the process, and we could do it all over again in the snap of a finger. Those things are your illuminating qualities. They are the things that bring intentional action into your daily experience. And people live all work week long for the opportunity to articulate those illuminating things in their weekend.
Right.
And you go into corporate settings and you say to someone, how are you? And they look at their watch and they say, well, in 5 hours I'll be fine. Or I'm going to be great in 2.5 days when my weekend starts.
Or Monday they say, I can't wait till Friday.
Yes, and then you've got 5 days before the Friday. What are you doing? You need to bring your passion with you to your workplace. Don't drop off your creativity, your stellar, shining examples of who you really are. Don't leave it on the outside of the business door.
Right.
Bring it into work. Instead of saying that you're going to do what you love on the weekend, find ways to identify little bits of what it is that you do and bring it to the workplace. I worked in a parts manufacturing plant for Freightliner Corporation in Oregon many, many years ago, and I wanted to bring lettering and art into the workplace. It was boring. My job was very predictable. And so I went to my supervisor and I said, I have this capacity to letter in a creative and colorful way, and I think it would be a real asset to all the retirements that are going on a monthly basis if I could utilize this skill and create an artful going away present for each retiree. And so they were very positive.
What a wonderful idea.
They ended up paying to have them matted and framed, and I got to articulate my love of lettering and creating form on the clock.
Wow!
And they bought me this incredible set of markers.
And how many other people did that affect?
Oh, I'll tell you, the retirees were very, very clear that it meant so much to them, and they took it to their home, and it became a part of their memory of their work life.
Right.
Right.
So,
and
great example.
well, and I just want to share quickly. I had a job once, this will date me, but it was at a hospital transcribing records onto microfiche. Anyway, it was just sitting all day long. And I thought, how can I make this fun, I was making, I think, $1.25 an hour. I know, this really dates me. But what made it fun for me was there were like 6 of us in the room, is I thought, I wonder how quickly I can do this and do a good job.
Oh.
And so it was like every day I had a little contest with myself to see if I could do more the next day and still do a good job, because I've always liked to bring quality to my work. But we can make anything fun if we just get creative.
It's about intention.
It's intention.
And attitude.
Yeah.
And you really love doing things better. You like finding innovative ways to do.
I'm an innovator. Oh,
You're
yeah.
an innovator, and so that is a perfect example of bringing your passion into the workplace and making it work both for the company and for you.
If it's not fun, I'm done.
Well, is it true that we have a question from Donna?
Yes, we do. Donna, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, Donna, welcome. What is your question for Marianne?
Marianne, this is Donna from Colorado. You know me.
Hi, Donna.
Hi. I am calling to ask you what you're working on now and what creative genius we might see coming out next.
Well, thanks for asking. I'm working on a book called Live with Intention, and its subtitle is Discovering Ways to Remember What You Already Know. It sounds a little redundant, but we forget it. Well, actually, it plays perfectly well with what we're talking about, ladies, that there are so many things that we know about living a passionate and joy-filled, fun life, but we think we can only do it at home on the weekend.
Right.
And so this is the book I'm working on actually talks about how to revitalize our work experience.
So are you going to have creative tips in there?
Yes, I will.
Great.
Yes, I will. And that will be released to the general public next fall of 2010. And I'm working with a remarkable company called Dimdeco, who are going to be bringing a host of playful, wonderful products, mugs and building blocks and things that combine my inspiring words with my visual images.
Desk fun.
Desk
And we,
fun.
Catherine and I here in the studio, got to see a preview. It's really wonderful.
Because I've been in corporate America, I'm so committed to making things that help people fill that part of their lives with more color and joy, because we spend more time at work than we do
in our society, particularly in this technology age.
Yeah, we really do. We work so much, so it's pretty important that it be meaningful and have some fun to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for asking, Donna.
Well, thank you. I'll look forward to seeing things out soon. Thanks for everything that you do.
When will they be out, Marianne?
They can be ordered through the store procedure now. So store owners can order them through their representatives, but they're going to be in the marketplace in January. So if people have a favorite gift store that they really love shopping at and would like to see my Dimdeco work there in that store, they should ask their store owner to get right on it.
You get on it. Get on it. And actually, it'll be after the holidays, but before Valentine's Day. So
Yes.
Great Valentine's gift.
They will. That's a great idea.
Yes, yes. Oh, boy. Well, Marianne, another question I had for you was your writing classes. They're not classes. You call them focus groups?
I call it focus phrase, and I refer to it as a process. And it's a process that I've outlined for anyone to use in the book Simply an Inspired Life that I co-authored with Mr. Huey. The focus phrase process is the result of writing that I've done all my life. And it capitalizes on, again, it's a repetitive theme. Anybody that ever talks to me, I feel that we know everything we need to know within us somewhere. And writing is such a profound way to access that knowledge and bring it forward and be more aware of it. So focus phrase writing is a way of looking through a phrase as if it were a lens. And you walk through your entire day looking at the events and activities of that day through the lens of the phrase that you've selected.
Can you give us an example?
A phrase would be, forget fantasy, this is reality in training. So that's a little phrase of mine. And before I go to bed, I would write it out, forget fantasy, this is reality in training. And I put it by my bedside and think about it right before I went to sleep. And in the morning when I get up, I write it out in my journal. I put it in my wallet. I make sure that it is in my mind as I enter the discourse of my day. And when things come up, like if someone says, well, that's an unlikely possibility, or that'll never happen, the phrase is right there, like a binocular or a magnifying glass or a pair of literal glasses. Forget fantasy, this is reality in training. It impacts the way that I see the events of my day. And then at night, before I go to sleep, I write 3 short paragraphs about how those words trained me to see my day differently. And it ultimately, with practice, becomes a person's personal curriculum. You inadvertently just begin defining your creative philosophy, the attitudes that you have towards your work, because it's coming out of deep within you, and you're remembering what you've always known, but you just haven't observed or paid attention to. You know what